website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click Call TV, leave a space, then news. Call TV News, our 24-hour news station.
Welcome back on the program. Well, you heard there Timmy Dakolo on the vision of Nigeria. Joining me in the second segment, we'll be looking at the scale acquisition, boosting local production, and manpower. I have with me in the studio Rasoya Adeyemi, building expert. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And also we have Malcolm Okoso, also building experts in the studio this morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Now, our building and construction industry is usually one of the largest employers of labor in the country, and we have this gentleman in the studio. We'll be looking at scale acquisition. Tell us more about this issue of what you've been seeing in the country concerning building and construction.
Actually, from my background of construction, from architecture to building,
Okay.
all the way started practicing, I discovered there's a problem in plumbing. And you see beautiful houses everywhere and zero plumbing. So this is what led me into a show of South Africa to go and train as a plumber. Because there's a problem in that field and we need to address the problem. And the only way to address it is to go into it, go and look at what they are doing on that town that we're not doing here. And when I got there, it was an eye opener. Honestly, I was a blind man. And I will always say,
But now you can see.
I can see far.
Okay.
I can see 100 kilometers.
You're a plumber at the
I'm a builder and a plumber, specializing in plumbing.
Okay. So what exactly you've seen over there and that is different from what we have here?
Actually, there are some fittings that they use there. And when you're talking of plumbing, you talk of fittings, you talk of features. These are the components that make up of plumbing. Their own fittings are maintenance-free fittings. We don't have that here. And you know, one of our problems is that maintenance is zero. Doing maintenance is zero. And one of
what we have, what exactly is that thing that we have on air now?
Yeah, that's a bend.
Okay.
That's a bend. And you can see in front of it, you can open it. When you have any blockage, you can open it, you do your rodding, and you get it through, and you continue using it. In our own crown here, it doesn't have that access. They call it access bend. So in our own ear, you don't have such a thing. Once you have a problem, you remove and you throw it away. But in this type of things, it's there. You can open, you do any blockage, and put it back. So these are the things that...
Are you saying we don't have equipment like this in Nigeria? Is that what you say?
Not that we don't have the equipment, but we don't have these fittings. All these fittings are not being used in our own homes. So, and these are things that make maintenance to be easy. Because anything that you use need to be maintained. You need to do cleaning. And in the plumbing industry, it's like your body system, where you need to eat and pass out some excretion. So that's how also plumbing operates in a house. A house is a machine, and there are some things that make it to function very well. And plumbing is part of it, as electrical does, as AC does. So these are the components that makes house to be a functional machine. And what we discover, or what I discover, is that we have a problem, we have a challenge in that area. There is no manpower training in that direction, and that's what took me to South Africa, to go and train in this art and get things done in the right way. Apart from that, I belong to some organization, World Plumbing Council. They regulate plumbing. There's another international organization called International Plumbing Association of Mechanical Officials. These are the people that design the codes. Their codes, their ways of laying pipes. there's a ratio 1 to 100, 1 to
We'll get to
75.
that week. I'm so much interested in what you're saying at this time, because we've seen cases whereby you have your safety tank. You've been wondering what exactly this thing was evacuated last month, and they are complaining that you're flushing all the excretors are not going aside to wind. You will come to all how you lay your pipes and many other things. Let me talk to you, Malcolm Okoso. What do you have to say? You belong to the carpentry sector. What exactly is happening? Or tell us more about your own experience.
Well, I'm a builder, and I studied carpentry construction. You know, when I say carpentry construction, most people would not understand what that means. And they think the carpenter is just someone who comes in to put on the roof in a building, or maybe build some of their benches. You know, they have this image of a carpenter that just does so minimal things. You know, but a carpenter is a builder basically, and he builds from ground up, and his job is basically to construct a home for you. But now the way we see carpenters is quite demeaning, so that alone makes them not wanting to give in their best to actually do the proper job.
What's your experience like? Were you also blind before, and now you can see? Like words Adeyemi did say earlier.
Well, when you study other people's methods,
Okay.
and you learn new things and how they do things, you, of course, the knowledge makes you see.
Okay.
You know, knowledge is power. So when you have the knowledge, you can do more things and you can see better.
So what do you get? What do you have that is different from what others are really doing out there?
What I have to offer that is different from what the norm is bringing in technologies and methods that are new and modern, and then actually they can help to make our buildings more friendlier, more appealing, more nicer than what it is now. You know, the carpenter can actually construct those things with better tools and equipment that would make everything looks ideal.
Tell me some of those equipment that you have on ground.
Well,
That makes it nice. That's when you
I'm introducing the nail gun system. You know, using the nail gun instead of the regular hammer, bringing in some handheld tools and equipment to make their work a lot easier, and to introduce new systems of building that is not being practiced here now. You know,
This
such
just
as-
got my attention. Nail gun. What do you mean when you say nail gun?
You know, it's a technology that's been around for 40 years, and I've not seen that here.
We don't have them in Nigeria.
We don't use them.
Is it that we don't have here in the country? Or we have them outside?
It's not practiced. It's not used because I guess they don't really know the technology like that yet.
Do we have them in our markets in the country?
We should have them in the market. We have the compressors, but we have the guns, but it's not being utilized in the general building trade. You know, I've been around now for 8 years. I've never seen on site where the carpenter comes with his tools, you know, handheld tools to use to build. So they're still using this old system, you know, the hammer and the nail and all that, climbing the roof, it's sometimes falling off because they have to swing. You know, these new technologies are here for us. We don't have to wait another 40 years to begin to implement them. We can use them now. They've been around, like I said, for a while, so we can implement these technologies and use them for our own benefit. You know, the carpenters can construct very nice kitchen cabinetry, wardrobes, and systems like that.
We also
Doors.
talk about the issue
Right.
of cost-effective all this. Let me come back to you concerning the laying of pipes, the issue of plumbing. Tell us more about this.
You know, you mentioned one thing the other time that during the septic tank
Okay.
and laying of the pipes, you can observe that some people will leave the pipes to septic tank. They will get to the half of the septic tank before the pipes comes in. It's because they don't know the principle that goes beyond this. Using ratio 1 to 100 means for every 1 meter there's a drop of 1 inch. So as a plumber, you need to consider that from the inception of constructing your septic tank. You know, in this our town here, we are so much versatile about septic tank. But over there, they use cesspool. Cesspool, a group of 300, 500 dwellings all their waste will be collected in one area and treated and get the waste. But here is individual. You do your own septic tank. But doing your own septic tank also, there's a methodology of doing that. So if you don't get it from the onset, as a plumber, you need to know how to use dumping level. To know deep you are going. If you are going 2.4 meter depth, which is 8 feet, you need to add from where your pipe is coming from. The number of drop. If it is 4 meter from there, you know you have to add 4 inches to this to get to the depth. So therefore your pipes can come in convenient place that is supposed to. And you have a good gradient that's supposed to flow, because there's nothing supposed to be in that pipe. When you flush from the toilet, it needs to go straight to the septic tank. So if all this principle is not known, you are in trouble.
So who is to be blaming all this? How do young people get skilled or get this innovation that is going on around town now?
Actually, the government is to blame, because they relegate all the skilled people to background. We are over certification. Every year, certificate, and that is why you see a professor of automobile, his car will get problem in the morning. He will still be calling Mufu Edo. Mufu, where are you? This car is not moving. And he's a professor of automobile. He cannot start his car. And every year, title upon title, there's nothing. So the best thing is that we bring the youth back. This is a good profession. Average plumber in South Africa earns close to 300 to 400,000 if you convert.
That's my own problem. Why in South Africa? Because you just made mention of South Africa. Why can't we be having that's a leverage in the country, Nigeria?
That is the government formulation. You need to bring people, let everybody know where they belong to. What happened in America? International Association of Plumbing and Mechanical Officials. You see, here as a builder, because I've gone to university, I wouldn't want to be called a mason. So that disparity, what America did is that they bring the two together, the plumber and mechanical engineers. So the mechanical engineer, they want to design the codes and how it's going to be. The plumber is going to implement what the mechanical engineers advocate. So they bring the two together. And through the regular training, you can migrate as a plumber to a mechanical. So such thing also be given here through NQVS. So it's not necessary you have to go to university to get to the top echelon in the society. Through training upon training, you can be migrating and be doing your...
Are you saying university education will not help in all this?
Well, most of our university education is more of paper, theory, no practical. And we want to believe in what you can use your hand to do.
Yeah, it'd be nice to bring back the technical colleges and the technical institutions. That's basically what he's saying.
Okay.
So that way we can have more technicians in the country to actually build and develop the nation. You can't do it alone with university graduates. Yes, the university graduates can manage, but they can't do it hands-on. You need those who can actually do it hands-on. This building we are sitting, the studio, it was built by someone. And I bet you a carpenter or somebody in that nature was involved in building this. And you need professional hands-on people who are well trained to do these things. So the profession should not be looked upon as some menial jobs. That's one of the issues, you know. You look at the carpenters, the plumbers, the masons, and all these other skilled trades as menial jobs. And nobody wants to be considered low class. So everyone wants this higher education to be called doctors or wear suit and tie and things like that. Nobody wants to get themselves dirty anymore. We want the youth to know that you can get yourself dirty, right, and still make money. You can still live in a big house and drive a big car, but yet you're a plumber, you're a carpenter, you are a mason. Okay?
So that's what you guys are really advocating
No,
for.
we want them to know that you can be proud to do those things, but we need the institutions that can actually train these youngsters to do that. You don't take the funds away from the technical colleges. Don't close them down because of some reason or the other. You need these institutions to be able to to do this.
So you are proud to be a carpenter?
Yes, I'm a very proud carpenter. I can tell you that.
You're proud to be a plumber?
Honestly, I prefer to be called plumber than becoming a builder.
Don't call me engineer.
Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting here. Well, I must say thank you very much for coming out and speaking to Malcolm Okosum. He's a building expert, and he's saying he's proud to be a carpenter. And also, we have our Sonia DME building expert, also a plumber. Thank you very much for coming. Well, we'll take a short break at this time, and when we come back, we'll be joined by another set of guests, and they'll be telling you what are the way outs of this. You did make mention of skill acquisitions. How can you get skills in the country for you to have that 2 cars, big houses, and also make more money in the country? Do not go anywhere. It's still called Digest.
Rise